All right, welcome back to Camp Legend. We are here trying out our first tabletop gameplay. I've been working on getting this set up for a while. I'm Ian, and I have with me my wonderful girlfriend, Lindsay. Lindsay's joining me here to play some Lorcana. We play together, multiple times a week, but we play every week at League, and this is just been a really fun game to share with you. But also for our audience, we have decks we want to share with you, including some of the stuff from the new Inklands expansion. So we're going to play a little bit of a showcase match here. We've got our decks that we've been working on. We're going to play them against each other, and we'll probably do some more of these in the future. So let us know how you like the setup. If there's things that can be improved, I'm sure there'll be plenty. So let us know that down in the comment section. But just to start off, Lindsay, walk us through your deck here. Just give the audience an idea of what to expect and what your game plan is.
Sure. So when they previewed the Jolly Roger card, when they were previewing new cards for Inklands, I was like, immediately, I want to build a pirate deck. I don't care if it's good or if it's bad, I want to build a pirate deck. And lucky enough, it actually turned out to be pretty good. It uses a lot of locations, as you can see. We actually just recently, I had a 5th location in here, but just switched it out for some better cards. This is the commandeering type pirate deck, so it's very heavily focused on attacking the other players, and then pulling out John Silver and questing for a whole bunch based on the locations that you have. So, yeah, pretty nitty gritty, mean, swashbuckling team.
Yeah, it's pretty fast too. That's the thing that sort of surprised me is not only can it control the board super well because you've got the Jolly Roger, which gives rush, but John Silver is just a workhorse in that deck, and kind of like the linchpin along with maybe Jim.
Yeah, Jim Hawkins, so most of the locations cost 3 or less. So the Jolly Roger's only 1, Nottingham's 2, and Agrabah's 3, and then both Nottingham and Agrabah are going to be getting passive lore once they come out onto the table. But Jim Hawkins being able to bring the RLS legacy out and then immediately move to it, and then, move John Silver there so he has evasive. Pretty dynamic duo if you can get the engine set up quick enough.
Just like the movie.
Great.
Well, that is awesome. I know you've been working on that deck for a while. I have just recently put this together. I wanted to try out sort of a swarm deck, and I've got 3 packages going on here, or really I should switch these out. So first off, I've been calling this Paws and Claws. Because we have a lot of dogs, a lot of these new 101 Dalmatian cards, or also Pluto. Pluto is probably one of the best cards in the set, I think, which is a 1 cost that reduces other things in the future. So it's like a lantern that you can play on turn 1. Really cool. And then Perdita and Lucky being these new Dalmatians that do a bunch of things with 2 costs or less. So this deck has like 22 costs or something, like a third of the deck is 2 costs. Including these stitches. So the one that we've had for a while, and this stitch with Rush, which go great because now we have 1 more shift target for our Rockstar Stitch, which is just really fun. Once again, leaning into the 2 cost or less mechanic. And then finally, with this deck, I've got all these things out that I'm hopefully it works, hoping to play them all out on board and get a mess of characters out on the playmat. But we've got some things to protect them. So we've got Baloo, which is an awesome new bodyguard. We've got Joshua Sweet, which I didn't expect to like, but the stats are just all right with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's got 5 defense for 4 and quests for 2. It's everything you want in a bodyguard. And then LeFou as a sneaky way to, quest with something or challenge with something and then ready them up and either use them again or just say now that they're ready, they can't be challenged. So that's what we're doing over here with this Stitch Swarm deck. So yeah, let's get these shuffled up and get started playing.
Sounds good.
I'm hoping I got this shuffled enough because I had it all laid out by cost earlier today when I was making some adjustments, making some changes. So far, this deck has not performed fantastic. It's done the thing, but I was playing against your pretty strong Emerald Steel deck.
That's a pretty mean green deck.
And I got every time I played my Stitch, it never lived until the next turn.
Yeah, I think Ursula got to sing a song twice to knock that one out.
Yeah, you Strength of Raging fired him down one time, and then another time it was Along Came Zeus, and I'm like, all right, I guess I don't get to play Stitch against that deck. But I've made some changes, so I'm ready to run it back another time. For now, we're gonna see if we can beat Pirates first. You've got the die here. I'll choose even. Predictable. All right.
I will go first.
I bet you will. All right, let's go ahead and get our cards in. Now we got matching sleeves today. Playing both with the copper Dragon Shields. Dragon Shield, feel free to sponsor me anytime. I love your product.
But most importantly, I bought the copper shields because they match my nail polish, which is important.
That's the most important thing, right? I'll sort of walk you briefly through my mulligan here. I've got some uninkables in hand. The only one I really want to keep is the 1-cost Pluto. And then I'm going to dump these two, which you can see here. And then I've got some nice, early drops, and I probably will just keep all of these 5, even though I've got a duplicate here. That's a good one to have a duplicate of. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan 2.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and mulligan 6 cards. I'm going to hold on to this one because this is going to be kind of essential to my card draw in this deck. But the rest of it, not really getting a whole lot of things that are part of the machine that make this deck work. So I'm going to mulligan hard to find those things.
Can you tilt it a little more so they can see? There you go. Okay.
So you can see.
Hey, I just told you I have a Pluto in my hand. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get ourselves shuffled up, replace those cards, and well, you will be first, Lindsay, since you won the dice roll per the usual. Okay, I like this hand. We picked up a really great card right here off of that, and very excited. This is probably as good as my hand would get. I mean, I could nitpick a few things different, but this is... If I can't make a comeback against Pirates with this, I don't know if this deck is it.
We picked up a few things that are helpful and a few things that are not so helpful. This deck does run quite a few uninkables, so glad to have some inkables still left in my hand.
All right, well, I'm ready to go if you are. Good luck.
You ready to fight some pirates?
as ready as I'll ever be with my puppies.
All right, I'm going to start my turn by inking Minnie Mouse and spending 1 on a Jolly Roger.
Ooh, there it is.
Ships are out early.
Okay, all right. I'm going to draw for turn. I have a very easy task here, and that is to ink a card. It's going to be a Stitch New Dog. New dog. I'm bringing another dog. Pluto.
Surprise, we've got a Pluto.
Pluto the friendly pooch. What a legend. I am all done. Your turn.
Right, draw for turn. I think at this stage of the game, we're going to go ahead and ink Captain Hook.
All right.
Spend 2 on our first pirate, Mr. Smee.
Mr. Smee is such a cracked card.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, 3/3 and 2 questing for only 2. And the downside is like not even that bad.
Yeah.
I'll draw for turn. Let's see. So this is interesting because the Pluto on turn 1 really opens the floodgates for like a ton of options on turn 2, which you never feel like you ever have options on turn 2. And yet here we are. So I actually can play a 3-cost or a 2-cost and a 1-cost. And so I got a lot of ways of approaching this. I do think I'm going to ink my Surfer Mini here. Just doesn't really fit into the game plan I'm hoping to achieve here. So I'm going to ink that. And then I'm going to use Pluto to discount my next character by 1. I will bring in a new Pluto, and then I will. Oh boy, this is interesting. I will spend 2, and I'm going to bring in Stitch Little Rocket. This could be wrong here. Stitch Little Rocket's got Rush. So I could go ahead and ram 3 points into the Jolly Roger. But then I know that I'm going to go ahead and get traded with Mr. Smee. So I think I'm just going to... chill here. I've got double Pluto for next turn unless Lindsay decides to trade into Pluto, in which case at least Mr. Smee's not questing. So I'll pass.
All right, we'll draw for turn. It's kind of a decision point. Downside of this deck, again, is it runs quite a few uninkable cards. So sometimes you have to make tough choices because you're needing to keep the game going. I think I will ink a location Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend 1 on a second Jolly Roger to have it in play. And I'll spend 1 on a Captain Hook, so Mr. Smee will not be taking any damage.
Very nice.
I will run Mr. Smee into Pluto. We can't let that dog stick around too long.
Oh, you sure you don't want to rush with Captain Hook and do that? Because you got the Jolly Roger out.
Probably should do that instead. He'll move Jolly Roger, rush Pluto, and then Mr. Smee will quest for 2.
Very nice. So, Captain, how do we want to lay this out?
I don't know.
We should have thought about this, I suppose. Because he's at one of the Jolly Rogers. We can do that.
It doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, that works. All right. My Pluto, you killed my dog.
Well.
These pirates.
Ruthless pirates.
I know. I'll draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and ink Joshua Sweet. And then I will discount the next character I play this turn and shift Stitch Rockstar. So now I could like swing with Stitch or I could quest with Stitch. The problem is, and I hate to take this lack of tempo, but the pirates are so up-tempo. If I do anything to exert Stitch, you will absolutely kill him.
Yeah, the strategy when played against a pirates deck is if you can spare the expense to not exert things. If you give them anything to challenge, they will challenge.
So I'm gonna let, obviously Pluto has done his job.
Your sacrificial pup.
My sacrificial dog, and I'll pass.
All right.
With my Stitch Rockstar, and hopefully soon some adoring fans.
All right. Oh boy. Limited on what we can do this turn. Unfortunately, we're going to have to ink a Jim Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
We will send Mr. Captain Hook into Pluto, and then we will quest again for 2 with Mr. Smee. And pass to you.
Okay.
To quest a 4.
All right, I'll go ahead and draw. Ooh, I like that. I will ink Joshua Sweet. I'm going to spend 2 on Simba, Protective Cub, and then I will use Adoring Fans to exert him and draw a card. Then I will spend another 2 to bring in Windy Darling, exert Windy, and draw a card. And then...
Sacrificial fodder to the pirates.
Yeah, that's true. Although I do have my Simba bodyguard here hanging out, ready to rumble with whatever you bring in. So... Stitch is now at the place where I probably need to start, like, turning up the heat a little bit. So I will... Yeah, it's tough. I don't want to sit here for forever, but this is where I'm still learning with the deck. It's like, should I wait one more turn to kind of churn through the deck? You might have a whole new world that would reset my hand anyways. So it's like, yeah, we're going to do it. Oh, but I could take out Mr. Smee first. Oh, you got me. It's a pickle. It's a pickle. I would love to have gone first, then I could be dictating the tempo, but not against Pirates going first. Sure, I'll take out Mr. Smee.
Right.
I'll take 3 damage on Stitch, and your turn.
Return. Unfortunately, I was hoping for an inkable card, but that didn't happen. It's going to limit us on what we can do this turn.
A little bit of clunk on the side of the Pirates.
A little bit of clunk. But next turn, we're coming for you.
That's what they always say.
Captain Hook.
I'll get you next time, Peter Pan.
I think we're going to go ahead. Captain Hook is going to knock into Simba to take him out and die.
Yep, Simba, yep.
Yes.
I picked up the wrong card, but it was Simba. There we go.
And I'll pass to you.
Oh, nothing else?
Oh
no, we're going in. This is the chance we needed.
This is the move.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, we're gonna quest with Stitch for 3. We're gonna quest with Wendy Darling for 2 to go to 5. I'm gonna spend 2 on LeFou. I'm gonna exert him off of Adoring Fans, draw a card, and then for his effect, when I play this character, I can ready another character and they can't quest this turn. So we're going to ready Stitch up so that Stitch can't be challenged. I'm going to spend 1 on another Stitch, exert it for Adoring Fans, draw a card. I'm going to ink Doc, because I'll probably never use him, and spend the last 2 on Snow White and heal Stitch for 2, exert it, draw a card. And then I will pass.
All right, let's hope for an inkable this turn.
Yeah.
All right, we got what we needed.
There it
We're
is.
Gonna ink Razul.
Okay.
We will spend 5 on a Jim Hawkins, who will bring in an RLS Legacy and immediately travel there to gain evasive.
Jim Jam.
Jim has entered the chat. And with that, I will pass to you.
Okay, all right. We're going to ready up our armada here. We're going to draw for turn. All right. First things first. I'm going to ink. I don't need it now because first off, I already healed Stitch. And second off, I've got Stitch out. So I'm just going to keep playing little things. I'm going to ink Rapunzel, gifted with healing. I'm going to spend 1 on a Baby Stitch. Draw a card. I'm going to spend 2 on a Rocket Stitch. Do I want to rush with this?
Moments like these, I certainly wish that I had to be prepared.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's too bad Scar's not a pirate.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't fit the theme.
That would no, it wouldn't. Yeah. See, I'm deciding. I think I just go turbo. I think I'm dictating tempo enough that I can just keep questing. So I'm gonna actually exert it, draw a card for Adoring Fans, and then I will. I've already inked this turn. I'll spend 3, and I won't get to Adoring Fans it, but I'll bring in a Minnie Mouse Surfer. This is getting a little messy. Boy, I picked the wrong deck to play on camera where we have a limited sort of space. So there's all my ink that I spent. I know it's like off camera a little bit. It's kind of hard to fit everything here, but I spent all 7 of my ink, 6 of my ink, excuse me.
Just a few cards.
And then now I will quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and go to 5 plus 8 is 13.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Draw for turn. Start this turn strong. We're gonna have Jim Hawkins sing A Whole New World.
All right, so I'm discarding my Mother Gothel and my dock.
I'm discarding A Whole New World and a Surfer Mini.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lots of new stuff.
Good news is for me, I found a few things that I was looking for.
Oh, and you got your 2 from RLS Legacy, right? Or no?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, we're all still learning that.
Locations.
Yeah. And you know, Pixelborn does it for you. So
right?
when you're playing on the tabletop, it's like, oh right, I need to do that myself. Spoiled by Pixelborn, right?
All right. For this turn, we're gonna ink. Sorry, I'm used to showing my partner, not the camera. Sumerian Talisman. We're gonna spend 3 on a John Silver.
Oof,
Send him
he's
to
big.
Jolly Roger. So he has resist 3 currently.
Yeah.
Send him to the Jolly Roger. Who should we take out?
Yeah, you know, Healing Stitch here was huge.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would end up mattering, but
I think he'll knock out LeFou and take no damage for his resist.
okay.
I will spend my remaining 3 on a second John Silver.
Oh my
gosh.
The squad.
The Jolly Roger.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, I don't know. I think I got it either way.
I can do it.
Because you can take out Wendy.
That's true. I can take...
Because Wendy's a 2 class, so you can take her out, but then I'll still have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I think that's the best I can do.
Oh man, just too little too late. Getting stuck with all of the uninkables.
I think that's my turn. I pulled an RLS Legacy, which was exciting to see because I had Jim Hawkins in my hand. But I had 2 Whole New Worlds and a Jim Hawkins and 4 ink, so I had...
And 2 Jolly Rogers at some point, too. So that's just a lot of the uninkables coming up.
And it was just a bad timing to not be able to play Jim Hawkins. Like, it would have still been worth it to play him even if I didn't have the RLS Legacy to bring with him.
Yeah. Well, I hit about as perfect of a hand as you could hit with that. The Plutos. I think I might have been able to do something a little bit cheekier if I hadn't Plutoed for a Pluto. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, what if I just spent 2 on because I had a Pluto and a little baby Stitch. I ended up not utilizing the rush on turn 2. So I think I probably should have just not tapped Pluto at all on turn 2. And then bought a new Pluto, a new baby Stitch. And then the following turn, I would have been able to go like -2, shift in Stitch for only 2, and then for the third one, I could have immediately drawn a card off of something. So I definitely mismanaged that. I can't remember if I had another 1-drop or not. So it would only have worked if I had a third 1-drop, and I can't remember or fourth 1-drop, and I can't remember if I did or not. But you know, should have played it that way. But still, about as perfect of a hand as you can get. And then, unfortunately, with all of those uninkables, you said you have 14 in there, which is a lot, but it's not unreasonable. Like, there's decks that run more.
Sure. But a lot of this deck functions off of resource management. So figuring out what to spend your ink on between locations and characters, because you need characters to challenge, but you also need locations to bring in John Silver and Quest for a whole bunch.
Quest for way too much.
Knock a couple people out.
Yeah.
I'd like to go first.
I bet you would.
That's all right.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not surprised. Ooh, that hand is interesting again. I guess when you have this many 1s and 2s, it's kind of like, how is your hand not going to be good for a deck like this, you know?
All right. Here's a few more things I'd like to see on my opening hand.
So we're going to toss Teeth and Ambitions. It's a little bit of a removal card, but against Pirates, you know, I can't really... Smee has 3 defense. This would kill 1-drop Captain Hook, and I think that's about it. So it's kind of useless here. We're going to toss that. Everything else is decent. I've got like some good ink targets. I've got, you know, good 1-2 options. So we're going to just toss 1 card. This is another pretty good hand.
I'm torn between tossing 2 or 3 cards. So So I've got a pretty good curve here as far as characters go, but I'd like to see some more locations, especially Jolly Roger, which I don't have at the moment. But, you know, for the long-term strategy, I need some locations to make it work. So I'm just going to toss 2 cards and, yep. All right. Not as helpful as we'd hoped for, but that's okay. We're going to make it work.
Make it work, designers. All right. Keep it in the camera here. There we go. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
To rumble? Your turn.
Oh yeah, I'm going first.
That's right.
I'm going to ink a Captain Hook to spend 1 on a Captain Hook.
Wait, which Captain Hook did you?
Sorry, I will ink a Captain Hook.
Oh, the
Master
5-coster.
Swordsman,
Nice. That's the new one.
Play. Yeah, this is the one where the artwork on the opposite. There's a Peter Pan, and the artwork is flipped from either side, from either person's perspective. So.
I really like what they did with the artwork for this set in general. I know a lot of people were like meh on the Enchanted. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
Like the ink, impressionist style. I think it's pretty cool. All right, Captain Hook, classic play. We've seen this one a few times.
There are quite a few Captain Hooks in the pirate deck.
Yeah.
Come to believe it.
I have to keep track of which ones are in here. Yeah. Okay.
Here and 3. Yeah.
I'm going to ink. I'm going to ink a miniature mouse. And bring in, you guessed it, Pluto. What a good dog. It literally his ability name is Good Dog.
Good boy.
Good boy. Yeah, your turn.
I think we're going to go ahead and ink this Captain Hook. Spend 2 on our trusty Mr. Smee.
Ooh.
The dynamic duo together.
That's right.
And I'll pass.
Okay, draw for turn. Interesting, limit interesting. I'm going to... I mean, I don't really like much of this hand. I mean, well, okay, I actually really like this hand, but this turn is not as nice as I wanted it to be, truthfully. So the inking is like, I got to ink something a little bit more costly, and it's like, which one do I do? I'm going to ink a Joshua Sweet. And then I'm going to do what I said I should have done last game, which is I'm not going to use Pluto here. I actually have a great card that I could have used Pluto with, but I don't have a 1 cost. I have a lot of 2 costs, but if I had a 2 and a 1, it would make sense to do it. But here it's like I inked my miniature mouse, and so I could have brought Minnie Mouse in with Pluto, but I think I'm just going to hold on to the discount for now and not give you a chance to smack it. So I'm going to go 2 for once again a little rocket, Stitch. Has rush, nothing to rush, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to do it probably here unless you gave me Mr. Smee to hit. So I'm going to pass.
Alrighty. Turn. Something I'd like to see. And by that I mean an inkable. We're going to ink a Nottingham.
We love it.
Spend 3 on an Agrabah. Start picking up some passive lore each turn.
Very nice.
Tempting to quest with Mr. Smee, even though I know Stitch is coming for him.
I mean, he's kind of a beast, though.
But I think... I think we'll go ahead and take it and make you take the trade.
I think that's the right call. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I think with playing against such an aggro deck, it's best to keep tempo, I think.
Well, and 2, if I trade into it, I don't have the Stitch Rockstar, which you're happy with anyways. Right. And if I have the Stitch Rockstar...
If you don't trade into it, then I know you have the Stitch Rockstar, and I can prepare for that.
Right, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to ink a Snow White and discount with Pluto, spend 3 to shift that aforementioned Stitch Rockstar. However, to your point,
you can still take it.
I'm not going to trade into you because then I'll lose my Stitch. I need to hope that you can't deal with Stitch from hand with only 3 cards. And so I'm just going to pass here because it's kind of like a repeat of last game. The question is, you know, do you have a better hand that you can manage what my board swarm is going to be able to do? So I'm going to pass. And it's a good thing you quested Mr. Smee because obviously with Stitch, I'm not going to mess with him. I want Stitch up for the effect.
Right.
Your turn.
All right. I will take my 2 lore for Agrabah. Now I'll remember. Draw for turn. Great. I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to ink the Sumerian Talisman.
Smart.
To keep building that ink. We're going to spend 3 and bring out a John Silver.
Oh, okay.
It's probably earlier than I'd like to bring him out, but based on the cards that I have in my hand,
I mean,
why the heck not?
And he's got resist 1 because you got Agrabah.
So, and Orchid Quest for 2, so we've got, because of the location. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring him out.
Nice.
And he's a captain, so he keeps Mr. Smee safe so that I can send Captain Hook into Pluto and take him out.
Yeah.
So that even if Stitch or somebody else, if Rush Stitch comes out and Captain Hook gets nicked out, Mr. Smee is still going to be able to not take damage.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and quest with Mr. Smee.
Yeah, I mean, you're at 6 now. 6. You're going to hit 8 next turn. I mean, you're doing the pirate thing.
We're doing the pirate thing.
Yo-ho. Stitch is holding down the fort by himself, but not for too much longer. Yeah, solo performance. That's right. It's his solo act. Not for too much longer, though. Now that I've stuck the first Stitch, I'm going to ink my second Rockstar Stitch. It'd probably be a little greedy to try to hold on to him at this stage. And then I'm really worried about your ability to rush me down. So I'm actually going to trade into Mr. Smee, just like last game. Take the 3 damage. Then I'm going to do the same thing I did last game.
We've seen this before.
We've seen this before. LeFou is going to ready up Stitch, come in exerted, draw a card. Now, I will say your board is in a much better position than this point last game. Then I'm going to play another 2-drop. I've got 2 options, and you know, I'm going to play Simba. Once again, Adoring Fans. I'm going to exert it, draw a card. And then Stitch could challenge again. I do have, hand advantage here. But I would take out a Captain Hook. John Silver would be able to clear Simba. You don't have a rush unit. Or you don't have a Jolly Roger to be able to rush something. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep the pressure on and risk my Stitch. I'm going to challenge Captain Hook and go to taking 4 out of my 5 damage on Stitch. Yeah, gotta stay aggressive. Your turn.
All right. Up 2 lore.
Yep, going up to 8 now.
8.
Very nice.
Pretty excited again to pull an inkable card. We're going to ink Nottingham.
Yep.
Actually, hold on, let me think through this.
I suppose that's more John Silver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thinking through. I think the move is to ink Nottingham. Spend 5 on Jim Hawkins.
Okay.
Fortunately, I don't have a location to bring in with him.
Oh, that sucks.
Which stings a little.
Yeah.
But he's still valuable for me to get on the board. And Mr. Silver with his current resist 1.
Yeah. I'd have to throw multiple things at him. Which...
Yeah. I think we'll go ahead and knock out your Simba.
Oh, you're in the challenge. Okay.
Thinking through this.
Yeah, that's tough. It's like challenging does get you closer to clearing my Stitch.
It would put me at 10. Not that you can't pull out a bunch of cards in Quest as we've seen in the past.
That's true, but I'm still sitting at 0 right now.
You're still sitting at 0 at the moment. I think, knowing you'd have to throw a couple things at him, it's probably a little bit more powerful to Quest with him. So I'm going to go ahead and Quest for 2 to get me up to 10.
Very
I'll
nice.
pass to you.
All right. We're going to ready up our stuff. John Silver is a big threat, and I do probably want to clear it, but I mean, Agrabah might be worth clearing instead. The thing is I wish, and I'm sort of betraying my hand to Lindsay here, I wish I had a Stitch little rocket so that I could rush and make things so much easier on the math. I do not. However, I do have the ability to potentially draw into it. So I'm going to go for that line. So I'm going to spend 2 on Simba Bodyguard. I'm going to exert it with Adoring Fans. Nope. I will ink a Mother Gothel. And I'm going to spend 3 to develop a dock. Give me a little more questing power here, and make some of my plays a little bit smoother with in terms of like the inking here. Now, I want to kill John Silver. I can't let that guy stick around. And the way that I do that when you have 3 resist is sending Stitch in, or you have 1 resist with 3 defense. I send Stitch in, and I deal 2 damage to John Silver and lose Stitch. And then I send LeFou in to finish him off. And then I will... And I do wonder if maybe I should have quested and like assumed, I'll catch up. But, I mean, you're going to get 2 there, 2 there. You'll get 14, 16 if I leave. I feel like I have to kill John Silver. Maybe I could have killed Agrabah and reduced Silver's potential, but then he can still challenge. So, I don't know. I will... Ooh, do I want to put 2 on Agrabah? No, I'm going to quest. I'm going to get one little point here. And I'll end my turn. It's not actually looking that good for me. I mean, I know you've kind of like run out of steam with your hand, but the things you played in the early game really put a ton of pressure on.
Except we've got Jim Hawkins to sing A Whole New World.
Well, and before you do that, you're actually going to jump to 12 now.
To 12. I was just too excited.
Too excited. Okay, singing Whole New World.
He's going to sing A Whole New World.
And
rid of the Thinking Happy Thought, Captain Hook.
I was really hoping that wasn't your last card because I had another Stitch. I'm like, I'll play another Stitch. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Maybe I'll draw one, but I've now inked one. I've inked 1, lost 1 to combat, and discarded 1. So there's only 1 left in here. 3, 6, 7.
Yeah, so that was the main reason that I inked the Nottingham over Jim Hawkins, because I was like, I need him to sing A Whole New World so that I can go right in and I can still ink something and play a couple of cards. Makes sense. Makes sense. And you sung it, which means you still have 5 ink to work with. And I have not yet inked this turn, so I can ink as well.
No, you have not. Oof.
So we got 6 ink to work with.
Right.
We're going to ink a Razul.
Okay. And you were sitting on that Whole New World.
We did. We held that in our opening hand. We did mulligan. It came in the mulligan.
Right. That was really smart to not just play it on turn 5, but instead set up the thing to sing it. Because now you're in the driver's seat for sure. You're up 12-1.
I am the captain now.
You are the captain now.
I'm invited here for the jokes.
There it is. That's what it is.
I think for this turn we're going to spend 3 on another Agrabah, develop our locations a little bit more.
I don't love that for me. For you,
we're going to spend 2 on a Nottingham.
Oh my gosh, it's just, the hits keep coming.
And 1 more on a measly Captain Hook so we still got to pack a little bit of a punch.
Okay, so. All right. You're ready for the counter strike.
All right, and that is my turn.
Okay, I got 5 ink here. We got 2 Simbas and a dock. Draw for turn. I do not need Rapunzel. Rapunzel, you're getting inked. Great card, but I honestly don't even know if she belongs in here or not. I think that there are going to be games where I'm like, gosh, I wish I had Rapunzel, and then there's going to be games where I'm like, well, you're ink.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine.
I mean, with the Rockstar Stitch, it's pretty easy to draw some cards. Also, as we've talked before in this new meta, with Steel being so popular and A Whole New World being so popular.
So you're going to be able to get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 next turn. And that's awful for me.
It's not good for you.
I'm going to... yeah, all right. I'm going to spend 6 on my legendary, Perdita. Awesome new card. Perdita, Devoted Mother. Come along, children. When you play this character, and whenever she quests, you may play a character with a cost 2 or less from your discard pile for free. And so we're going to get...
Rocket Stitch.
Rocket Stitch! So we've got our Stitch Rocket, who's going to bonk an Agrabah. And we're going to finish the Agrabah off with this here Simba. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, I have the choice of either questing for 3 with Doc and Simba or trading them into Jim Hawkins. So if I quest with Doc, I can play a 1 cost basically for free because it'll discount the next character I play. But Simba will basically either have to quest or put 2 damage on something, and Lindsay will collect 2, 4, 5, up to 6 next turn, puts her at 18. If I don't do that and I leave the Agrabah up, but kill Jim Hawkins, I do lose my 2 of my buddies here, but then you go to 2, 3, maximum 4 to 16, and it's possible that I can maybe get 2 turns out of this before Lindsay can close the game. So I'm going to go for that play. I'm going to trade Doc and Simba into Jim Hawkins. I've got Simba, a Perdita, and a Little Rocket Stitch, hopefully ready to keep the pressure up. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 20. I'm at 1. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 20 time. Your turn.
All right, I will collect my 3 lore to go up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Draw for turn.
You know the thing though, the clearing of Jim or of John Silver makes me still in the game, because if you had done that whole new world play and I had ignored your John Silver and then you had dropped 3 locations and quested for like 4 or 5, that would have been bad for me. The game would be over.
Unfortunately, I have a couple more locations in my hand, so I'm going to ink Minnie Mouse here.
Yeah.
Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a new Jim Hawkins, who will bring in an Agrabah.
Oh my goodness.
And I will spend my last 2 on a second Nottingham.
Oh my gosh, this is out of control.
I think to knock out as much power as we got, we're going to send Mr. Captain Hook into Simba.
Oh man.
And I'll pass the turn to you.
I'm toast. I'm toast. I really am looking at my hand and I'm like, there's nothing I can do to like flip all these locations over.
Locations pack a pretty big punch if you can get some of them out. That's like Nottingham, I mean, to cost 2, but have 6 willpower.
Yeah. There's a cool little play I can do, which is to quest for 2. I'll just show it because it's unlikely to come up again. Quest for 2. I'm at 3. I'll bring in a character with 2 or less. I'll bring in LeFou and ready Perdita. Nice. So that Perdita could potentially challenge or stay up protected. She can't quest again. Yeah, that is over. We're going to game 3.
I was like hoping for another John Silver, and I was like, I don't even need it. We got a whole bunch of locations.
Yeah, yeah. Really, really powerful ability to pressure with locations and you know, clear. The thing is it's not just the location pressure, because in and of itself that can be answered, but it's the protecting locations with these rush characters or with these strong attackers like Hook and Smee and stuff like that. You didn't even get Jolly Roger that game, but like Hook just sitting there and knowing he can challenge for 3, especially against all my little units. That was really tough. I can see though why you know, Ursula's would really have messed you up there, because that was the last card in your hand, right?
Yeah, in the time that I've played it, and I typically, with this deck, because A Whole New World is so essential to card draw, I've got some Queen of Hearts in here, I've got the Sumerian Talisman for some card draw as a backup option, but really it's kind of banking on Whole New World, so if I see that in my opening hand, I usually try to hold on to it, even like through a mulligan. So if somebody, the 2-drop Ursula sings a song.
So maybe if you play against green, you
Right.
wouldn't hold on to it.
Typically, I'll kind of hope for the best.
Yeah, like mulligan that away. And
I'm also thinking, I'm questioning how worth it is to hold on to Jim Hawkins in my opening. And typically, because he's part of, if I don't have the RLS legacy or I don't have a location for him to bring out, but
yeah,
still haven't decided.
he might be mulligan worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, I think John Silver,
I would rather see John Silver earlier in the game and Jim Hawkins later in the game.
Yeah.
So this deck, the first time I built it, only had 2 Jim Hawkins, and now we're running a full play set. So
right.
I tend to be shy on inking him, or to be shy on mulliganing him. But now that I've got 4, I'll probably see him again. So
let's get these counters reset back to 0. And I will go first this time. Whoa, the speed is going to be crazy.
This could be where I lost the match.
Let's take a look. Okay, we're cooking. We are cooking. All right, we got everything we wanted in the opener. We might consider tossing like these 2. But I mean, it's looking good. If I just chart out my turns here, what is that? So it's like this, we ink these, we hold these for flex space. Yeah, I'm gonna full keep my hand.
Oh, bold move.
Well, it's like there's 1 or 2 things that could be slightly better, but it's like if I get an uninkable, then it messes it up. So
that's the decision that I'm making right now, is because I've got 5 cards in my hand that I know that I want, no questions asked. But it leaves me at kind of a predicament if I start drawing some uninkables. So do I hold things in my hands to have some things to ink? We'll keep 1 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll mulligan 1 card for a new one. All right. Ready whenever you are.
I am ready. I've got the squad. Okay. All right. Don't draw on my first turn. That's okay. I'm going to ink Joshua Sweet. Great card. Hasn't seen the field yet, but, you're playing a fast deck. If you were playing a slower deck, the bodyguards would probably be a little bit more important. And then I'm going to exert 1 for, you guessed it, the good dog.
I'm realizing I probably could have gotten away with mulliganing the 2 cards because I got the extra draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ink the Sumerian Talisman, spend 1 on, you guessed it, a Captain Up.
Wow, perfectly in sync with our previous game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The only difference is I'm going first this time.
Yeah.
All right, great. So we're going to play a little bit up-tempo and maybe slightly risky here, but I don't even mind it. We're going to ink a Wendy Darling.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go Pluto, discount for 1. We're going to bring in Stitch, new dog, for free. And then we're going to spend 2 with a bodyguard, Simba, protecting our dogs. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Your turn.
All right. We are going to ink Orazul, spend 2 on Mr. Smee, get the dynamic duo going.
Yeah, they're back. You know what doesn't have a card yet? The TikTok crocodile. Yeah, that needs a card. The Clockadile. That should be the name. Like Stitch New Dog. It should be. I'm gonna have to look up his name. I think it's like TikTok or something. But the Clockadile should be the should be the version.
Trying to decide what I want to do here.
Mm-hmm.
The smart move is to send Captain Hook into Mr. Simba over there. Get rid of him. But then my Mr. Smee loses his captain.
That's true, but he won't damage himself at least for this first turn.
I have another turn to bring out a captain. I'm going to go ahead and send Captain Hook into Mr. Simba. And
Very
I'll pass
nice.
to you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just figured out my next move.
Oh, okay. All right. Calling your shot over here. I see. All right.
In theory.
Well, I'm going to ink Doc. I'm going to discount by 1, and I have done it all 3 games. Here comes the Rockstar Stitch. We discounted, we spent 3, we shifted, and now, again, just like last game, because there's always the potential for there to be like a Jolly Roger plus Captain Hook play or something, nice. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to pass again, because we know what happens when Stitch sits on the board, and I can just play a bunch of 2 costs. So this is... I'm sure that I'm going to do that. Yes. In turn.
Alrighty.
I'm playing to my outs. The Stitch, the first few turns, I looked at that Stitch and said, this is how I win the game. So, you know, you can't change course here.
I'm going to ink Mr. Smee.
Mm-hmm.
We will spend 2 on a Razul and give my Mr. Smee a new captain.
Ah, new captain.
Spend 1 on a Jolly Roger.
See, I knew it.
Yeah, we all saw it come in. Mr. Smee will head to the Jolly Roger. Well, I guess he doesn't need to, because he doesn't have to rush.
That's true.
I
mean, he could do it for free and just for fun to be on his home.
He's got to be on the Jolly Roger so that he can
just for funsies.
Run into Mr. Pluto.
All right, sounds good. Out. Good call, good call.
And then I'll pass.
All right, draw a card.
Put him on the Jolly Roger for symbolic value rather than any actual strategy value.
I love this for me. I'm going to spend 1 on Pluto. I'm going to exert it, draw a card. I'm going to spend 2 on Stitch Little Rocket. And I'm actually not going to use Adoring Fans here, but instead I'm going to knock out Mr. Smee and just keep that cleared off your board, and we'll pass again. We did only get the 1 draw, but if I'm distracting you with Plutos, it's going to give me time to rebuild my hand.
Sure will.
Or you could let my dog live, which really sounds very cryptic and morbid, you know what I mean? But it's... Just let my dog live.
Right, and now you've pinned me as the enemy if I don't let your dog
You're the
live.
bad one. They're the bad one that's banishing all my dogs.
I'm going to ink a Queen of Hearts here. We will spend 3 and bring out an Agrabah. I really love this card.
That's it's so good. It's such great value.
It's a strong card. It takes a punch. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of things that can knock it out, but it usually gets you a couple lore before it goes.
When you can play it early enough in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's inkable.
Yep. We will, unfortunately, take out Mr. Pluto. Razul, I don't think, was known for his animal protective.
No. And nor was he particularly effective at catching Aladdin. Mm-hmm. However, Razul's effect is actually pretty interesting. So I want to highlight this. Mm-hmm. Mr. Smee and Razul basically gave Steel 2 3/3/2 costs. Mm-hmm. I mean, because Smee has 3/3 and the downside of potentially taking damage. Razul has 3/3 until he gets a point of damage on him. So, like, the stats on Steel 2 costs now are crazy. To the point where, like, I wonder if... I bet you Razul would be played in even more decks if Smee didn't also come in this set.
Right,
you know? Crazy.
I mean, and the captain text is the perfect... He makes it worthwhile to add in this, so...
Yeah, and
you know... It doesn't matter if I'm running 3 different versions of Captain Hook. 1 extra captain helps.
That's true. Every captain helps.
Every captain helps.
Every captain helps. All right. Well, I'm going to... the Jolly Roger's chilling there again. I'm going to spend 1 on a new dog Stitch, exert it with Adoring Fans, and draw a card. I will ink a Doc. I'm going to spend 2 on a Simba, exert it, draw a card. And then, because of what I drew, I will challenge Razul with... Oh, wait, hold on. Is challenging... I'm trying to decide if I should quest and get some pressure. I should quest and get some pressure. I don't know what I was thinking. No, you're still at nothing. I'm going to go to 3. You're going to go to 2 with Agrabah. I'll make Razul challenge Simba. That'll be fine. All right, I'm done.
I need this card to be an inkable card so badly.
The perpetual pirate problem.
If this card is not inkable, this will lose me the game.
Okay, all right.
Heck yes.
All right.
We're going to ink a
We're in business.
We will spend 5 on a Captain Hook, who will go to the Jolly Roger to gain Rush.
Oh, you got Razul. Oh, no, I get punished.
Okay, back up. I gotta get my 2 lore.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
I'm so pardon me.
I had a plan, and my plan got ahead of me. So we will send Razul into Mr. Simba. He will take his 2 damage.
Yep.
And we will send Mr. Captain Hook, who is Challenger +3, into that Stitch, so he is not here any longer. Take my 3 damage.
Punished. I'm punished so hard.
The power of thinking happy thoughts.
Thinking a happy thought. Okay.
And then I will go ahead and pass the turn to you.
You know what's ironic there is that I could have, if I challenged Razul, that play wouldn't have been as great. But I'm like, oh, I need oh man, too many.
Or if I had pulled an uninkable, none of them would have happened.
Well, there's that too. I have one thing to do, which is to tap 4, and whoops, that's not the right card. Shift Stitch into play, but learning from my previous lesson, do nothing. Your turn.
We will ready my characters, collect 2 lore to go to 4. Draw for turn. We will have Mr. Captain Hook sing A Whole New World.
Oh, shoot.
I will discard my Captain Hook and draw 7 new cards.
It's not looking good. You know what's crazy is the ability to, like, it hasn't happened yet, but, like, you can theoretically get the Shift Hook into Whole New World on turn 3.
Yeah, so that's actually was my plan. But I decided to run my Captain Hook into Simba to kind of take him out earlier in the game. I kind of gambled on that one. So anyway, all right. So we again have not yet into this turn. Wait, no, sorry. He is exerted because he sang. Have some decisions of what I want to send into my inkwell.
This is where the pirate deck turns a corner, and I don't know if I can catch it. Like, I need to be able to play out some pressure, and the Shift Hook definitely caught me by surprise.
I think we're going to ink this Jim Hawkins. Spend 3 on a John Silver.
Oh no.
And unfortunately 3 for a second John Silver.
Oh, it's over. Oh no.
We'll go ahead and end Quest for 1 with Mr. Razul to send us to 5.
All right.
I had another 3 cost I thought about playing, but I think John Silver's going to pack more of a punch, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm going to ink a Sumerian Talisman. All right. You're still at 5. There's still a little time to try to recoup my losses.
Only question for 8 next turn.
I just inked that, yes, the talisman. Yeah, the question becomes, I definitely think I need to take out Captain Hook because he presents more of an issue as a challenger than on defense. That saves some health on my Stitch. Yeah, I'll have Stitch take out Captain Hook. Take 2 damage in exchange. I will then spend 2 on Boy, if I had one more ink, this would be a much cleaner turn. Oh.
Have you inked yet?
Yeah, I did. I inked the talisman.
Did you not ink a turn?
No, I skipped ink on one turn.
I was trying to help you out.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, it's so clunky. So I have a few branching things. I'm trying to play out of a hole here, which I don't even know if I'll be able to. You still got 4 cards, and you're going to gain a lot next turn. I have a couple 2-drops, which I could play. I have a 3-drop, but it's a Minnie Mouse, which presents no attacking pressure. I've got 2 4-drops, neither of which present attacking pressure, one being Lucky for resource extension. Kind of a dead card against another aggro deck, but fantastic against control and mid-range. And then I have Rapunzel, which could potentially draw me into a 1-drop, which would enable me to, play out another card here, like a Pluto or something that would allow me to finesse my next turn a little bit better. But I think the odds on that are worse than if I just played 2 2-drops. So I'm hoping I'll play 2 2-drops, draw into 1-drop, max out my ink for the turn, and then next turn be able to, maybe try to pick apart Lindsay's board before, and hope that the cards in hand are not good, which is a hard thing to wager on, but we're going to try for it. So we're going to go Stitch Little Rocket. We're going to go, first we're going to go Mother Gothel. Sorry, I'm going to slightly redo that. Put 3 damage on her. It doesn't matter. Everything she has would probably kill it anyways. And Adoring Fans, draw a card. That's an interesting tech card that I have, which I know a lot of people think is bad, but I think it could be good, but not in this situation, boy howdy. And so now I play my Stitch, and I could rush Razul, but of course that won't kill Razul. I could Adoring Fans and draw a card and hope for a 1-drop, or I could put 3 damage on one of the locations, which actually seems like the play. It's like pre-damage Agrabah, so it's easier to take out next turn with one of my other things. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put 3 damage on Agrabah, and again, we're really hoping you have a bad set of cards in hand. I'm done. Oh no.
That might have been a smart move.
You do get your 2.
I do get my 2. Thank you for reminding me.
You're quite welcome.
I've forgotten.
It's a team effort.
Takes a village.
That's right.
Takes a crew.
Oh, pirates! Takes a litter of puppies. Oh, they're so cute. Now you can't win because the puppies will be sad.
I'm sorry. I'm ready to resolve for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I have, spoiler alert for you, I have no locations in my hand, so I'm going to actually go ahead and ink Jim Hawkins. So that's just the smart move. If you can take out Agrabah, I have no more locations besides in my hand at the moment.
Right.
There's always the decision to play this, but I don't think it's worth the ink at this point to look for locations. So, because it would use it all up. I will spend instead 3 on a Shere Khan.
Oh, interesting.
So unfortunately, you gambled on the location, but you gave me one more person for challenging. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, actually, you can just clean up my board now.
I'm going to spend 2 on a Razul as well, and then I will spend the 2 to move him to the Jolly Roger and give him Rush.
I'm toast.
So...
This is so bad for me.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
We will send 1 Razul will trade with Stitch.
Well, he's got only 1 now.
Oh, that's true.
So I guess that one can go into Mother Gothel.
Yeah, I'll send this one into Stitch.
Yep.
He will die.
And you gain a lore from Shere Khan.
Yes. Takes us to 8. Then this Razul, he will head into wait, I didn't go into...
What?
Where did Stitch go?
You just challenged Stitch. He was already damaged.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
I was thinking about the other stitch.
We're only recording this at 11 p.m.
It's fine. I was thinking of the other stitch. Too many stitches. This was going to take out Mother Gothel. Gain a lore. Go to 9.
Jeez Louise. And then your John Silver's each quest for 3.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to quest for 6.
Yeah, that is gross.
Go to 15.
Well,
and we will pass to you.
This is kind of a moot point here, I think. I'm going to ink Minnie Mouse. And I'm going to spend 6 on Perdita. We're going to bring in another Little Rocket Stitch. We'll take out Agrabah, which is actually removing 4 lore from your board.
It's true.
Oh, and Stitch doesn't die. Agrabah doesn't hit back.
Right. Just swoop in, destroy the marker.
So right now, John Silver's each questing for 2 apiece. Mm-hmm. And I lose. I don't have another way to pressure characters. Maybe that's something that I could look at with this deck, is adding a few more rush characters. A lot of the things that I drew into were resource extension, but Stitch is the only rush character. So maybe I need to look at getting some more attack power to deal with these locations, which are just brutal.
What rush options do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I need to look through all of the things. I know there's a new Rush Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. But how about the Pirates making the big statement with the back-to-back?
We had a Thinking Happy Thoughts Captain Hope that was coming out to rush you as well on his Jolly Roger.
Yeah. So. I was worried after that first game. I was like, well, that felt easy.
The double John Silver's was a little mean.
I mean, that was pretty good, though.
Apparently what I've learned is being able to draw an inkable card on turn 4 or turn 5 so that I can play a card on turn 5.
It's the whole new world difference.
There's a lot of uninkable 5 cost cards in this deck that are very important to it working.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good game.
Good game.
That was really fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will do another one of these here pretty soon. Bye.